So the last few months of Payday 2 have been pretty uneventful. We had a few DLC packs, of course, that were mostly solid, chivalry pack, but weren't something you needed to buy to keep up with the Joneses, which now that I think of it is probably a good thing. Non-DLC players also got thrown a bone with the free throwing card, which, while a downgrade from the rest of them, is still better than nothing. Finally, the perk decks got adjusted, except for the Hitman deck, which is in about the same state currently as the movie that goes by the same name. So that brings us to this week, when, after approximately 11 months and 10 days, the new enemy promised to us during last year's Crime Fest is finally here, as well as some other big things. Spoilers, however, the new enemy is pretty underwhelming. On the other hand, the new inventory is a great change. I have really no problems with it, and it's definitely a straight upgrade to the old system. There's no longer any sub-menus you have to go into to get to what you're looking for. So for example, in the old system, you had to go into the skill tree and then go into the perk deck by clicking a little button at the top. Now, the perk decks have their own section right on this menu. There's also direct links to armor, masks, characters, equipment, etc. You can also hide some of the options here if you don't want to look at them. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but hey, options are always a great thing to have. Another cool little trick you can do is click on the icon of whatever attachment you want on a gun, and you'll be taken to that page in the customization screen. Overall, this new menu system has already saved me a ton of time customizing my loadouts, and I haven't even gotten fully used to it yet, so definitely a great change. There isn't really anything else to say about it. I really love it so far, so props to Overkill on this one. On the other hand, the FBI files are pretty meh. The files aren't even integrated into the game, they go to a separate website from the main menu. You still have to go to somebody's profile, get their custom URL, and then copy-paste it into the box to see their skills and perks. It's got stats for pretty much everything in the game, from guns to how many times you failed a heist to even your favorite mask. So it's a cool system, no doubt, and it is going to be kind of useful, but it's nothing we haven't had before. I don't know, to me it seems like a waste of development resources when they could have just linked the Payday 2 stats website onto the menu in the same fashion that they did here. But I suppose good job for finally putting something you promised last year into the game. So there is also some lore items here. There's the FBI's info about all the characters in the game, as well as profiles for all the enemies you will be facing, and there's also some email sent by the FBI. So if you're somebody who's really into the Payday 2 lore, there is some new info to gather from reading all these items. Lastly, let's talk more in depth about Captain Winters. He's the first Payday 2 enemy to directly give other enemies a buff, which is something that's pretty cool in theory and something that I always thought we needed. Now, Captain Winters only spawns on Overkill and Deathwish. He spawns near the entrance of a heist and doesn't move until you kill all of his friends. At that point, he runs away. He has about 6,000 health, a little bit more on Deathwish, and gives all units damage resistance. At the start, he has 1% chance of spawning on Overkill and 5 on Deathwish. If he doesn't spawn at the start, the game increases his chance of appearing in the next 2 minutes by 5% and 9% on Overkill and Deathwish respectively. Once you kill him, he's never going to come back, so he's gone for good. With DLC weapons, Captain Winters is a joke. He's really easy to take out, just throw a couple Molotovs at his feet. He doesn't move, he's dead. Bam. And if you have Grinder when you throw the Molotovs, well, win-win for you. I guess the best methods to take him out without having any DLC is, well, number one, to play with people who do have the DLC. Number two, to use the EMC jammer with the enemy resistance and then go in there and kill him. You use the Swan Song or whatever it is, don't bleed out, you can take unlimited damage, you can use that. I don't know if he needs to be buffed. As I said before, it's borderline pay to win right now with how you need to take him out. We need an explosive weapon for the non-DLC players ASAP. Either grenade launcher on guns or whatever, it just needs to happen. I mean, I wish he moved around or did something a little bit more than what he does, but overall, he's about 100 times better than the sentry turns they added, so there's that. In conclusion, despite having some underwhelming elements due to just how much hype buildup we had due to the development time of this update, there's nothing to complain about here, and overall these new additions are a positive change to the game and something that will keep me playing a little bit longer. Let me know what you guys think of the newest update down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.